spanking new highway with just the settler cars going backwards and forwards. Then you see the old Palestinian roads, and it's people living under two sets of laws. It's an apartheid system. So all this is being uncovered.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Elyasar, about to give you guys a little bit of rundown of what's going on right here at HittingHardRadio.com. And some of the shows that we're running every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's the Wake Your Ass Up morning show with Core DJ LA, playing a little bit of everything and especially that West Coast flavor, okay? Then you got the morning shift with Zaire. He comes in and does interviews, plays a lot of great music, and of course, videos and news you can use, right? Then directly after that is the Method Lab from 2 to 4 with Gio and Larry, followed by Fire in the Streets with OG, our music director. Make sure you check him out, playing some of the best independent music from across the nation every single day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6, right here on HittingHardRadio.com. Also, a lot of great stuff going on in the evening time between the hours of 6 and 9, Monday through Friday. So make sure you tune in for those shows as well. We have Cedar Studio with Way Back Wednesday show on the Comfort Zone. And then every Thursday night is Throwback Thursday. A lot of smooth grooves and a lot of funk and electro. All that stuff kicks in. Starts right here at 9 p.m. till 11 every Thursday night. So don't go nowhere. Make sure you guys tune in and check them out. And then obviously every Friday, it is Hitting Hard Mix Show with the Pitch Control DJs, bringing you all the flavor you can handle for your house parties. If you're not going out to the club, you want to tune in, all you gotta do is listen to these dudes right here. About to get it in. Keep it locked right here, HittingHardRadio.com.
What you doing still in bed, man? Yo, you need to punch in for that morning shift MKE with Zaire right here on HittingHardRadio.com exclusively from 10 to 2 p.m. Check it out, man. You're missing out.
Welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to the Method Lab, to the METHOD Lab. We have made it, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it. We have made it to the end of the week. Days. Friday is today. Here at HittingHardRadio.com, radio you can watch. Make sure you go to the page, make sure you bookmark the page, you add it to your home screen, you do all of those great things. Follow us, hit the little bell so you get notifications every time we go live here at the station. Shout outs to all the groups that allow us to post on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. We appreciate the love and support, and appreciate your platform and your followers. Friday. What a long week. What a long week, and it's not over quite yet. Still got a few more days to punch out. But we're here. We are on the show. So let us entertain you. Friday. Yes. What's up with you, El?
Man, it's
No one likes you either, Michael Freitas. Just so we're clear. Just so we're clear, and all the cards are on the table. All right? No one has liked you since you stopped using the scooter.
popularity points are going down, man.
Right? You need to go get a scooter
ASAP.
so you can scoot. Yeah.
Today's a weird day.
Yeah.
It's a weird day. It's gonna get even weirder. I'm a mixture between kind of tired myself, but at the same time, a little restless. You know, ready to. I got stuff to do, but at the same time, I'm anxious. Anxious to cut loose. I don't know why. And not like get drunk or anything like that, or get all fucked up, but just cut loose. Like really lose myself in a moment of just stress. Just really just unleash. Some people do that through like skydiving or.
You want to do interpretive dancing?
Nah. If I do interpretive dancing the way I feel, it's gonna be crump dancing. Somebody gonna shoot my ass.
Shit.
Now, some people do it through a thrill, paintballing, biking, float, Oasis. One right there. It's a great place for rest. It's a great place to reset. Some people do it through weightlifting. Some people do it through various different ways. But they go have themselves an adventure. Rock climbing, indoor rock climbing, whatever. But they go do something. Some people even go rage. I appreciate those that actually take time, plan to go to festivals and say, that's my time. Go out there, bring a bunch of light sticks, and wave them in their arms like I just don't care. Until I go blind. They're consistent. I respect that. I think that's it. I need a thing. I'm approaching a time where I'm thinking about bucket lists. I gotta stop saying one day. I just start saying when.
So what you have on your bucket list?
My bucket list is it's really extensive. It's not like a lot of shit, but it's pretty up there. For example, one. Amsterdam. On my bucket list, I wanted to eat space cake and walk the streets of Amsterdam. And I mean not like any, I mean like the real shit. Like that shit we saw in Atlanta. It was in the fucking alley and shit. That type of shit. Like peyote type shit.
That sounds miserable.
Then you're gonna hate this. Peyote in the desert.
See, now that I can fuck with.
I'm talking.
Peyote in a desert with a
You fucking
Banana
handlers.
Republic Airbnb.
What the?
Where everything's khaki. Everything's khaki. Everybody's wearing white.
I don't know. I fuck around and have a bad trip and be afraid of chairs.
Right.
I forgot how to sit down.
Stuck in an episode of fucking Moon Knight.
It's some fucking chairs. I would say with actual handlers, like I don't necessarily want to be in the teepee, but I don't want to necessarily go out in the desert and get stuck and have to saw my own arm off. But I would like to be in a controlled area where I don't necessarily wig the fuck out and hurt myself, but at least be able to go through whatever I'm supposed to go through and just be done with it. Work it out.
Those used to be aspirations.
Not aspirations.
Not really. Bucket list things or items.
See, aspirations are those achievements. Things that you set as goal for achievements. Me, it's a bucket list. Things that I want to do before I kick the bucket. Experiences. That's what a bucket list is. Bucket list is saying, this is what I want to experience before I die. Things I've read about and never got to see. Aurora Borealis definitely is on my bucket list. But see, on my bucket list, I don't want to just see it or be there. I want to see it and be there, but also be doing something interesting as well. Now, it could be anything like dancing in front of the Louvre. It could be singing at the top of the Eiffel Tower, or at least one of those fucking levels. And hopefully not getting thrown off that bitch for offending somebody. Because I might sing the theme song to Ratatouille.
Well, if anything has taught us, Rush Hour 3, you can fall off the Eiffel Tower and survive. You just have to twirl.
Take the flag with you.
Twirl, take the flag with you, yes.
Yep.
And spew out Asian stereotypes.
Worst case scenario, you get hit by a tour bus.
Yep.
A double decker. It's about that.
Yep.
Those things are going like what, 15?
Run around along the side of it.
Yeah. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
It's nothing.
Nothing to it.
You know, they saw they spotted Chris Tucker out in public. He was trying to pretend like it wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walked up and he was like, "You're fucking Chris Tucker." He was like, "Nah, man, I get confused like that all the time." He was like, "Because you're fucking Chris Tucker." He's like, "Man, I'm telling you, man, I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Hey, man, I don't know that." Man, your fucking voice is Chris Tucker. You're Chris Tucker, man. He was like, "I know that's you." He couldn't hide it no more. It was funny. He ended up taking pictures with the guy and everything. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, look at dude. You can't even hide right. Ain't you Chris Tucker? No, I'm not. You got this damn mustache and beard, motherfucker. You talk just like him. Man, that shit happen all the time, man. That's hilarious. Well, it's Friday. A day that represents the very, very, very end of a very long, very agonizing, very productive, and a very destructive week. Boy.
I'm gonna go home and destroy my pillow.
Oh my goodness. Folks, if anything about history has taught us anything at all, and I really doubt it has, because a lot of us haven't even covered some shit like this. But if there's anything we can learn from this, is that, well, this isn't a man thing. Like, I see a lot of people that look at this and their response is to take it out on the men around them. We're not the government. There are women among you that support that over time. Do not blame the regular man around you. Now, if he's throwing it in your face and saying, aha, I vote against you Badgers, banana boo boo and all this other stuff, and he starts fucking rubbing his tank with a Terra Elmo's fucking album cover or some shit, and well, yeah, you got the right to get mad. You know? Start talking shit about Queen Latifah and you punch him. I get it. But every guy you fucking see, we're seeing people talking about some. Well, now we'll start telling guys to that better have vasectomies before they have sex with us. What good is that gonna do? What you want to see? The paperwork? You want to see? You want to speak to 3 of my doctor references?
I want to see the blue stitches on your balls. We'll go look for them.
All right.
We'll go look for them.
You down there?
Take a tug.
You gotta lift them up. Up. Get in there, under it.
And down. Up and down.
There you go.
There we go. Circular motion.
Now, I understand. It's been a rough week. It's been hell. It's been hectic. Tensions are high. Anxiety is through the roof. You're feeling very impassioned. And you want to create some change. You know? You can do that. And make sure you direct your attention right up that Capitol Hill and on to the White House. Because I guarantee you, if you want to stop it, it could. You know, last night, I was watching something. It was a documentary. It was very funny in an unintentional way. But I appreciated it because it kept it real. It was a documentary called The Accidental President. This shit was highly entertaining to me. It was about how Trump won the election. How he really wasn't an accidental president. But he was labeled as that, and he'll always be labeled as an accidental president, even though he wasn't. Now, this is no way a fluff piece about Donald Trump. It actually wasn't. This was a, wow, I can't believe you pulled that shit off. And neither will you. Many, many years from now. But they go into detail exactly like all of the elements that played together that set up this real turning of the tide that just shifted politics forever. Donald Trump has forever changed how people politic. From now on, candidates do not care, or not candidates, but the constituents, the people, do not care about dirty shit. It's the personality. Politicians aren't trusted when it comes to this shit. But people who are TV personalities, people who are reality stars, they have a chance. Anyone with a really strong following of media attention could walk right into any one of these, could walk onto any one of these tickets and take off like that.
I got a headache.
I'll be back.
If Cardi B wanted to run, she'd be a legitimate threat to whoever opposed her. She really would be. That's no cap. That's just an example. Doesn't matter how we feel personally, professionally, the ability to fundraise, her connection with the people is enough to actually sway votes. Her business ethics and her charm would actually pull the Electoral College because of her influence. That's why I said Diddy could do it. Diddy could do it because shit, he threatened all of America. They never forgot that shit. They love it. They know he can connect to the public by any means necessary. He threatened to kill them if they ain't vote. He said that shit wearing a mink coat. They knew it was serious. Shit, Peter was around back then. He didn't give a fuck. But this type of struggle takes time. And over time, we get that back. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a little switch, how things are done. But it can be done. But, at least till then, you can unwind right here. Because if anything, here in the Method Lab, we may prepare you for life. We may prepare you for your afterlife or your afterthought. We may prepare you for talks with other friends that you may not have connected with before. Because they were into deep shit. And you heard a Conspiracy History Thursday that said, hey, that's what that motherfucker be on. We're your plug into the social constructs of today's people. And because we do that, we take our job so seriously. We believe in creating an atmosphere where you're able, as the citizens, as human beings, to not only be angry and upset and be inspired, but also to be able to laugh through your pain. Because it's only when you're able to understand it and process it in a numerical way, that's when you fully understand how to attack it. Because you'll truly see it from all angles. So, with that being said, Jill, if you do me the honor, could you give me videos 2 through, let's say, 5?
All right. Good to go.
All right.
Ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Here we go.
Destruction of private property. It's against the law.
Somebody gets raped by somebody and they're like, I'm a 16-year-old and I can't have this baby. Think you should keep it?
It's a baby.
Yeah.
If someone is raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill her 3-year-old child.
Hard and lost that battle. It should not have happened.
I am a former NFL player, and after a hard loss, it's easy to wake up and point to the other side. Oftentimes, I realized the better thing to do was to look in the mirror.
Desperado.
That can't be true. I'm pretty sure that's not true.
You're gonna get your body done and then start deleting pictures. Like we're gonna forget you were shaped like a brake pad. Hasta la quifa, baby.
To the Queefa.
That's right. On Friday, we send shout outs to everybody that celebrates their birthdays this week, this month. And hell, we're in the middle of July right now. July 1st. It's the first of the month. And right now, as we pay our respects to all the beautiful ladies out there, we acknowledge those, as the gentleman said, those of you out there that are built like brake pads. It's all good. We appreciate y'all too. It's all good. We don't buy shame. We take them in all shapes and forms. If you built like a Coke bottle or a Gatorade bottle, it doesn't matter to us. We appreciate it. A member is a member. Some of you are built for it tough, and that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you the same.
Built like a Jeep.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was coming in today, and I heard down the pipeline, Usher and Chris Brown have agreed to do a versus against each other. I think they were so offended by what took place at the other verses that they said there's no way in fucking hell we're going to allow that. But also, Donnell Jones challenged Joe to a versus. That could make an interesting undercard. Or a main event. I would say main event. I'll let them two just have their own. But yeah. Two matchups. I don't know.
So Usher versus Chris Brown.
Eleazar says Usher. Because Usher hands down. I think Usher could pull it off, but I'm not underestimating Chris Brown. The man damn near releases music every time he changes his hair color.
Oh, he does have a brand new one that came out.
And that's a double disc or a triple disc or some shit.
Yeah.
See?
I was supposed to listen to it last night. I forgot.
See what I'm saying? He makes so many goddamn music, man. So much music. And that's why it was like his catalog, and I said, Chris Brown got a catalog too.
Yeah.
He got a lot of music.
Man, Usher's catalog is starting to get played out.
What song?
Mm-hmm.
What stuff?
To my ears, I
Shit.
can't hear "Yeah" or none of those songs. Just overheard them already.
You've overheard them. Shit. Those are some of the songs that first brought up. Yeah. Oh my God. Hell, I was in the office area earlier today. They were singing Nice and Slow. Like literally, a cappella. Nice and slow. Just nurses, just singing it. And I mean, getting it too. The dude, he got some power. He still got some sway. I'm telling you, it'll surprise you. Remember, this is Usher. Have you seen him roller skate? The shit is like Michael Jackson resurrected, man. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. He roller skates and swayed for no reason. I could never go on a date at a roller skate ring and Usher just roll by. I know my girl's gone. And I had to fucking throw some chips out there and like crash his skates. I had to. I had to take that nigga out, man. I don't want to, but I had to. Made a lot of hits, man, but I'll fucking do it. Can't do that. That's cheating. That's cheating. I'll let that shit slide from Silk Sonic. It's part of their repertoire. But I'm gonna take that shit from Usher. It's fucking cheating. I don't know if that's him or Jam Moran's daddy. Can't take no chances. One of them gotta go. It's pay out.
Be a good versus, I guess. I don't know. I just think Chris Brown's catalog is a lot more current, a lot more up to date, so a lot more people are going to tune in to watch him.
I mean, they're going to see him
his
both.
catalog. It'll be enjoyable. They both have really good catalogs, good music. It's just usually when you pair something with Usher, it's just like 6 or 7 hits. Like, obviously, his catalog is extensive, but for me, the ones that aren't his hits are his better songs.
So, let's just say 20 songs each. And you think Usher doesn't have 20 hits?
Oh, yeah, I know he does. I know he has 20 hits. But all of his hits are going to be probably from Confessions back.
Get the fuck
Or Raymond versus Raymond back.
He's got a lot of hits off his other albums past that. Each one of his albums had at least a hit.
A hit.
But still, like hell, the one after the Confessions had a hit. The one after that had a couple, had several. The Daddy's Home and all that shit. That had some hits on there too. That was really big for him. And then he's made music after that too, because then you got to think about it too. Features.
He would need that catalog though to carry over Chris Brown, I think.
Chris Brown had to use it too. Chris Brown got a lot of fucking features.
Oh yeah, of course,
a
lot of features. But again, his hits are a lot more current. He's had hits in the past few years. Usher hasn't had a hit in a while.
Yeah, but as you can see, it ain't about that. It's about performance, and it's about putting on a show. As you learn, remember, we just came off of Omarion and Mario. Mario proved, even though he ain't had a hit in forever, he proved, current or nothing, you gotta out-sing me. And you gotta be able to take this crowd like I got him. Like, Mario came and took over the crowd because he wasn't doing the gimmicks. So, see, that's the thing. It's all about showmanship. Omarion put on a fucking goofy-ass show. And everybody was like, a lot of motherfuckers that never been to a Scream tour was looking at this shit and was like, what the fuck is this? Because these were grown-ups. It wasn't teenagers and shit. They weren't there to see, you know. So they looking at this like, the fuck is this? For Mario, it was just straight up singing. Can you sing? You niggas can't sing? Oh, you got to bring Tank out to sing because your ass can't sing. Your brother can't sing. Then you brought up Jeremiah, and his ass can't sing. Stop fucking singing. Stop dancing. You niggas can't sing. Like, shit. And he sang. Now, both of them have experience dancing, but both of them are crooners. They can sing while doing that. It would be interesting to see them go at it. Usher just released this damn Tiny Desk performance, which he killed it, proving his vocals are still intact. So I'm impressed. I think that Usher could come out, but I think it'll be a really close one. I really do, because I won't count Chris Brown can perform his ass off. And he's one of those dudes that brings like high energy when it comes to like performance. And there's no telling what catalog he puts out. Whatever it is, that shit should be a 4-hour concert. On my soul. It should be a 4-hour concert, and they should be allowed to bring their guest appearances from their albums. Because I already know if you're going to have a Chris Brown versus Usher, more than likely he's gonna do "Look at Me Now" and Busta Rhymes gonna do his fucking verse. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So you should expect Ludacris to come out and do his fucking verse. It's only fair. It's only fair. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. I think Usher could pull it off though.
Vonnie said they say Jeremiah should get a pass because COVID-19 messed up his vocal cords.
Who said that? Who said that COVID-19 messed up his vocal cords? I want to see the doctor's excuse on that one. Because that never stopped him from recording music, performing music. He's been on tour since COVID. He's only saying that because people are saying something about it now. Now, if he's coming off of COVID, he should have sat his ass down. Be that as it may, the vocals wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
I'll do what I've done my whole life, not go to their concert. If someone would have said, "You want free tickets to the verses, Omarion versus," no.
I would have still went.
No,
that shit was hilarious.
Fuck that.
That shit was funny as fuck. To be among that crowd, because first and foremost, you know people was in that crowd smoking weed. And they had to. This nigga was eating watermelon on stage. Number two, you know Duce was getting served in the corner somewhere. So that's another reason to go. Because you're going to need a drink laughing at this bullshit. Number three, you could hear motherfuckers yelling shit on stage. Just yelling shit to the stage. Just cracking the fuck up. This wasn't just a show. This was a goddamn train wreck. I wouldn't have paid for a ticket, but a free ticket to see this shit, I would have laughed my ass off.
Man, they would need to pick me up from the house.
That shit was hilarious.
Backstage parking access.
I want to be backstage with this motherfuckers after
straight to my seat. Walk me straight to my seat. It better be a fucking Dream Lounge seater like at the fucking movie theater.
Oh, God.
Just for me to voluntarily walk into that room to see anything Omarion or B2K or anything of that.
B2K wasn't there.
Or anything of that genre. If that's the case, I'd rather fucking have fucking the Pied Piper show up. R. Kelly with the fucking do-rag over his eyes.
Oh, my God.
Or some good Chingy. That's what they should have had. They should have had Chingy and the dude that cut off his own manhood.
Oh, God.
What the fuck was his name? He was signed to Ludacris, wasn't he?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It was one of the DTP guys that was like a Bobby Valentino type crossover where he rapped and sang at the same time. But he went crazy and cut off his...
I don't think he was signed to Ludacris, though, because Bobby was signed to Ludacris, so it must have been...
He was like one of those subcategory artists.
I can't remember.
I forget what his name was. He was pretty... He had a hit, but then he fucking
tried to cut his own
went
penis
crazy
off.
and he cut off his own
Oh,
penis.
so he cut his dick off.
Yeah, I think that's how I remember it. But yeah, none of that shit.
But nah, like that I would have went to see just to be in the crowd. I don't want to go backstage with none of them niggas, especially with no fucking Ray J when he babysitting and shit and getting cussed out by his wife and baby mama or whatever. That shit's ridiculous.
See, if Ray J's there, I'm not even going into the parking lot because I know his sister's somewhere around and she might pin me against another car or something.
I'd go.
Roll the car over.
I'd go, especially try to talk to Brandy ass. But
Houston gouged. Oh, he gouged his eyes out. Okay.
What'd she say? Houston
gouged his eyes out.
Gouged his eyes out. Oh yeah, that's a Wu-Tang dude to cut his dick off.
Oh yeah.
That was a guy from not the Wu-Tang Clan, but it was a Wu-Tang affiliate guy. I guess I don't know if he was in or out, but he cut his dick off and I heard he does stand up though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess after that you gotta tell jokes.
Fuck that.
You gotta tell jokes. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with the fuck going on back there. Niggas was drunk and eating watermelon to try and win over a crowd at a singing competition. A singing battle. A performance battle. And this nigga was eating watermelon and slow grinding on the stage with dancers and shit.
Surprised he didn't bring those kids. Remember back when they were around the first viral videos back when we had what was it, Vine?
Mm-hmm.
When it was the Ottoman, and it was like a group of like 16 teenagers taking their time humping the fucking Ottoman.
Oh.
I'm surprised he didn't bring them to the fucking verses.
Shit, he was one of them.
He was, pretty much.
I'm surprised he didn't say we doing this for Lil Saint. Lil Saint was
shit.
disappointed. That motherfucker got his ass whooped.
I'm somebody's baby daddy.
And see, that's the thing. Verses can be really, really great depending on the artist. But it's spectacular when artists are not prepared. And that's the thing. You have given so much prep time for this. You really are. But it also shows you, because the cameras don't lie, the audio don't lie, everything about that versus battle just shows what kind of artist you are and who's been supporting you. Because for all that time, people talk about, One Wish is a great song, it's a great record, and that nigga can't even sing it. People support Bobby Valentino and shit, and his fat ass couldn't even stop sweating under his titty sweat, was just getting on the keyboards before his fingers did. And they couldn't even breathe through his shit. They was there to see Sammy, but they ain't know if that was Sammy or MJG.
Right.
They was like, why this nigga up there? That sound like MJG, but they don't sound like MJG.
He's got an 8-ball.
Right. he looked like he got that thing on him. He might got that thing on him. And Pleasure P was out there like, he don't give a fuck who pressing charges. He was like, I'm going to sling my dick everywhere. One of these hoes getting dick down. Like, it's a perfect combination of a train wreck.
Sounds like a fucking horrible boat cruise.
It is. It is, but it's not going anywhere. It's just right there.
Brought to you by Plan B.
You get to see the pretty much the synapses of a boat sinking, and then you get to leave and go home right afterwards. Right afterwards.
I'm good.
And all you gotta do is just get out before Brandy does.
Oh hell no, shit.
You know she gonna stick around longer because her brother on stage,
Yeah.
and he got the kids up there, so she ain't leaving no time soon. So once you see a Marion eating watermelon and fucking Mario's fucking crooning away, you're like, I'm done. Yeah, he got the win. He's got the win.
Could you validate my parking, please?
It's over.
I'm out there.
It's over. With a battle like Chris Brown and Usher, that's more of a concert. These are seasoned veterans by now.
Yeah, I would go see that.
That
I would go see.
That is a fucking show. That's something you would never imagine seeing that shit. Them trading off hit for hit, and they being able to talk shit back and forth.
I don't know. I don't think Usher would talk shit. Chris Brown probably beat the shit out of him.
Usher get his ass whooped
Oh,
by Chris
yeah.
Brown too?
Hell
Damn. Ain't nobody gonna put. If I'm Usher, I'll be. Yeah, like
You got bumps.
right.
You're a Mortal Kombat character.
I lift my tongue up and venom spray that motherfucker, man. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that.
I'm riding with Usher, man.
Throwing polyps and shit.
Usher got the symbiote, so I don't give a fuck. I'm riding with symbiote Usher right now. He's fuego. All them bad habits.
No, they better do a collaboration
Venom.
instead. Not no verses.
He's gonna get him done. But you know what though? That's what's dope about this stuff, because when they do shows like this provides potential to make more money, because if this goes off right, if this really goes off right, they have a potential of being able to say, hey, let's do a tour. Because a lot of them are able to do this shit. The Lox and Dipset was supposed to, going into theirs, this was the agreement. They were going to do this to announce their tour. They went into the Versus thing, and Dipset dropped the fucking ball because they were just, just there. And they were performing, but they didn't have the energy that the Lox swayed the crowd. They showed up.
But you
to
could
perform.
tell, though, that they live a healthy lifestyle.
I don't think it's necessarily
like
the health.
Jada,
It's just
and they just look.
They
their stamina and their energy is not fucking bogged out like Dipset. Dipset, you could tell that they're fucking either recovering addicts or current addicts. Just that don't drink water and we're fucking sweating out Mountain Dew. Like, you could tell a person on their stature and how they stand and like how they perform. Like you get somebody like Jada and he has that young energy and he's in tune and he's crisp and he's on point. You're like, okay, that's somebody that takes care of himself, that really values his craft and what he does.
Right.
Now you take somebody like I don't want to say Jim Jones, because Jim Jones would be the leader of the Diplomats, that does that. He obviously takes care of himself somewhat. You can speak coherently for the most part. Cameron would be the close second, but you get into like a Jewels, and then you're just fucked. Then you're just fucked because it just looks like he fucking eats a balanced breakfast from Save-A-Lot. And you could tell stuff like that. That's why you get people like Omarion and all those guys that he put up there, and they got obliterated by one guy, and he didn't even have to put forth a full-on effort.
But see, and that's the thing. See, Omarion's
a joke. He's always been a joke to me.
Omarion was so fucking careless with this shit. The arrogance. This was full-on arrogance. And this is funny because when he went, after he loses this thing, he sits there and he says, it's funny how, because people, they sent out tweets after the battle, and they all said collectively, each one of them said, "You got served." They sent it to him. I said, "You motherfuckers, y'all ain't shit." Lil said he's flipping in his grave like, why? Keep the team together. But them niggas sent them a fucking tweet saying, "You got served." So he was like, shout out to my background dancers who was sending me comments and stuff, let me know they watched. So then one of them made this long ass post just obliterates Omarion's whole fucking career. Called in the question, he spilled the tea on, that's how I say they spilled the tea. This dude told everything. He was like, it's funny how, we had this brand that you tried so hard to escape, and you've tried so hard to distance yourself from it, and yet whenever your career was flustering, that's what you had to rely on to pull your ass back into the limelight. And no matter how many chances you get and blow your chance, this is why he said it. And every time you fuck up or you drop the ball and your career just stall out, for some reason you want to blame us and use it to diss us and distance yourself as soon as you get on. He was like, man, he was like, don't front like you're the lead singer of this fucking group. When a lot of those, or when most on our albums, a lot of those times, it wasn't even your fucking vocals even singing. He was like, to be honest, motherfuckers had to fill in for your ass. And we was the ones that stepped up for you when they wanted to fire you in the beginning and replace you. So he was just, you know, like, had a real come to Jesus moment with him. But he did raise a valid point. When dude first went solo, it didn't work out. He jumped on the Scream tour and reunited with those dudes. And he had the tour thing going. After that, he was trying to use it to, you know, do the MMG thing. That fell through. They was already on reality TV. He jumps on reality TV. They pull him on to the goddamn Love and Hip Hop and shit.
No, shit, I've never seen an episode of.
I didn't know he was on there, but that's how his daughter's mother ended up sleeping with one of his bandmates.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And leaving him for him, and then she ended up leaving him. So, you know, it was all in that group. And that happened on the show. So I was like, wow. That was interesting. I forgot about that. But, you know, it was always them pulling him out and then something happening and breaking up shit and fucking shit up, because I remember that was supposed to be the next tour that they were gonna do to make more money, and then that happened, and he was like, I tell you what, I'm just gonna do it on my own, and then he pulled all the other people that he was gonna, you know, have on the tour and just cut them out. Cause one dude did it, he cut the other two out. He cut them all out and went off on his own. And they basically sold it on the strength that they were gonna do another one. But he was like, I got one better for that. I'm gonna bring Bow Wow. And I'm gonna bring Jeremiah. And I'm gonna bring Pleasure P. And I'm gonna bring Sammy. And I'm gonna bring basically all the motherfuckers that you saw at that Versus, that's who we brought, except for Mario. Mario never got the call. Mario never gets the call. Because Mario beat up his mama.
He did.
But they don't understand that the motherfuckers with the worst problems with their parents make the best fucking singers. Whitney Houston.
Check.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
D'Angelo. Michael Jackson. Prince. Rick James. Hell, I could go on and fucking on. I really could. But let's be honest here.
Yes.
The proof is in the video pudding.
Yes. B2K and all them suck.
They suck.
They're horrible. And if you're a fan of them, you're probably a bad parent.
Probably a bad parent.
Heroin addict.
God damn.
I don't know. I never liked those groups ever. Like, their hits were sporadic at best. But for me to say that I consider them in the discography of my past,
I felt like they brought out the pedophile in women.
Yeah.
Them boys were young. And it was grown women that wanted to do stuff to them. And I was like, y'all nasty as hell. Yeah. Now
that's somebody's grandma.
You know?
Because literally,
yeah.
Back then, if you were a B2K fan, you probably had kids early.
You know?
And now you're a grandparent.
That's weird. That's weird. A lot of y'all motherfuckers in y'all late 20s with posters of them niggas on your wall. Y'all are weird. That shit was weird. The motherfuckers was like 15, 16. Doing it for Lil Saint. The fuck?
Oh shit! What a crazy era we lived through.
It is. Right?
Yeah.
You mature, you get older, your taste in music gets,
That's
more
why I say like Usher's
expansive.
catalog is like it's a little dated now. Like
See, to you, it feels dated. But you got to realize something. We, the black delegation, we know when to play it and when not to. See, for us, we don't get tired of hearing yeah, because we don't listen to it all the time. White motherfuckers play it at every basketball game, every state fair. They order it at every wedding. They
You want
order it
pizza
at
for
every
dinner?
bar
Yeah,
mitzvah.
yeah.
Right. They put it in every commercial. They can't get enough of this
we're
shit.
gonna have a pool party.
They can't get enough of this shit.
Yeah.
For us, we know we're not even listening to that song. If we got the album playing, we're not even gonna play that song. We're gonna play everything on that album but that song. Unless you really like, I can wait for it till the end. But either way it goes, like, you're gonna play every other song. All the other songs are getting played at least once or twice. That's just a given. The fact of the matter is that Usher has staying power because of the fact it's not about how dated the song may feel, but it's how you perform that motherfucking song. Because Silk Sonic performs songs and melodies that sound like that shit belongs in the 60s and early 70s, yet they make it look so motherfucking smooth and cool that shit would rock today. Usher can do that. Just like Chris Brown is on some future Japanese shit where we are half cartoon and half oil paint, and he gonna huff that whole experience on stage and probably pop lock and do twirls and spin us through time and space with his dance moves and shit and his neo retrograde shoes and colorful shirts and things like that. But at the same time, Usher can dance too. So I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think it'll take Usher like 3 months prep time to get a whole routine together.
Oh yeah, they'll get it.
Compared to Chris Brown showing up the day before.
But see, that's the thing with verses. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They haven't even picked the date yet. That's what it gives them the time to do it, because they prep and they make sure. That's the one thing about these verses. They make sure people do what they do and they organize that stuff. But how they rehearse is two different things. And that's their prep time to really bring it. So I'm interested.
I would do, like, if you really want to get views, really want to get something dope together.
2 different stages?
I would do Chris Brown versus Bad Bunny.
Why?
Because stylistically they sound very similar, and Bad Bunny's pretty much the Hispanic Chris Brown.
Catalog wise?
Mm-hmm.
I've only heard of Bad Bunny doing like 3 albums. He has more than that.
He's got a good 3 or 4 albums.
Chris Brown's got like 9 or 8 or 9 now.
Well, yeah, he's been in it a lot longer, but still, it would sound a lot better.
I don't know.
I would pair Usher against somebody else.
Honestly, this makes sense. And the reason why it makes sense is because it's about the Michael Jackson thing.
I guess.
You got 2 students. It's like having Jason Tatum and fucking Devin Booker play one-on-one for who gets the right to be #1 Kobe fan. These guys are pretty much doing a whole battle, performance for performance, for who's followed Michael Moore. Like, who's the more consummate professional that can stand and deliver song for song, hit for hit? Like, it's a hell of a challenge. So that's why I want to see what Usher can do. Can Usher beat this kid and, stand up for himself? Can he make a show of it? Or can Chris Brown just step up like, hey, it's my time. Take the torch with it and run with it. It's a great moment for R&B. Way better and much more than we got with that other shit. We didn't deserve that. Especially not before goddamn National Dick Suck Day.
I blame Swiss Beats.
No, because he doesn't run it anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he sold it.
I still blame him.
He sold it. If I think if Swiss Beats was over, he never would have fucking. No. He would have never. This was all Triller. I blame Triller for this because Triller called Ray J. And Ray J.
I don't even know why they let Ray J have a phone. Like, I don't consider Ray J anything.
He didn't have a babysitter.
He's not even an artist. Do you consider him an artist? And if so, for what reason? For being Moesha's brother?
Nah, I have to because he released music and shit. He's
Chingo,
got hits.
Chingo Bling released music. He has like 36 albums.
He's an artist too.
And you ain't ever gonna see him on the verses?
But that's because shit, he don't fucking fuck with nobody. Chingo Bling got all these albums, but we don't know them.
He's just who knows Ray J's? What's the name of Ray J's
One
album?
Wish.
That was it.
Radiation.
One wish.
We'll never.
One wish. The 36 varieties of it.
We'll never forget.
One Wish Christmas.
No, because we'll never.
One Wish 4th of July.
We'll never forget that One Wish came on an album called Radiation.
Was it?
Why?
Radiation.
Why? Because you knew when you heard it was gonna bomb. You knew it was gonna bomb.
You're gonna gouge out your eyes like Houston.
That's why I chuckled because it was called Radiation. I was like, he knew it was a bomb, and One Wish was on there, and One Wish was a hit. I never felt like it was a hit. I hated that song from the moment I heard it because I was like, that nigga sound terrible. And they were like, no, he doesn't. And people be just really debating me on this shit. I'm like, dude, he sounds horrible on this song.
That was different. That was a very weird time for R&B because a lot of the music sounded like that, like it was sung in the rain, or in the back. In the back where they have bad gutters and the fucking just trickling down the wall. It was like it was him. It was Ray J with One Wish. Mm-hmm. It was Marcus Houston with was that Naked.
I can't remember if he sung in the rain naked.
Where it was the whole song was about him being naked or some shit.
I don't think he was in the rain though.
And that's when what is that? Who came out with 4 Minutes?
I love that fucking record.
That's a good ass record.
I don't think it was in the rain though, but it was like.
But it was around that time, and it had that sound, that real incubator.
Damn song.
Yeah, that's back when R. Kelly was just figuring out the Chocolate Factory. You know, those in that era.
That was when he was fighting the case.
Yep.
That was around that time.
When he was
fighting the case, everybody was shaping the sound of R&B because everybody was free to release whatever they wanted. And then he comes in with the Chocolate Factory and puts in stepping music and just kills everything.
He pretty much created. He revamped that ghetto R&B, that hood R&B, that sound, which gave way for, artists like Jaheim. Like Jaheim came out in that time too. Mm-hmm. So those were like the A-listers, and Ray J's always been a fucking floor mopper. Like he ain't never, to me, he ain't never been shit. He ain't never been shit. His sister's obviously very talented, but she's a murderer. So, that takes her down a notch.
Let it go.
That's not my brand. That's not my brand of murder. That's not involuntary manslaughter or whatever she got away with. It's not my brand of murder. But still, Ray J ain't shit.
I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with that.
I think you're a little hard on the family. I really do. I think you're a little.
No, I love Moesha. I like Moesha. I like her. I like her singing career. I like her catalog. I love her voice. She's a very talented musician. I give her that much. But if it wasn't for her, like, they would need One Wish. I don't. I said what I said. If you don't like it and you're a Ray J fan, well,
look, I put it like this.
Good for you.
I never liked his singing career. His acting career was better. I always felt like he was a better actor.
I can't remember anything outside of the reality shows.
Because, see, that's the thing. Like, that's what he does now. And I wish he would. That's my one wish. I wish he would have stuck to acting. Because he was a child star. He did a lot of TV shows. He was on the Sinbad show where he played a kid that Sinbad adopted, him and his sister. And it wasn't Moesha, but it was a little girl. It was child actors. But he was really good in that show. And he was in Mars Attacks as a child star in that. He was good in that. He was actually he was doing other TV movies and other stuff leading up to Moesha even coming out. But he actually had a lot of promise, you know, really being an actor. And honestly, to me, the reality shows are him just acting, but it's like acting as versions of himself that he wants us to see. But if you give him a chance to really get up there and do some acting, he can act. He really can.
I don't know.
I just don't think he should sing.
I solely believe that they shouldn't give him any opportunities.
Musicals are not his forte, but acting,
nah, I wouldn't.
I'll let him act.
At this stage of his career, I don't want to see him on screen.
I think the fact that Brandy's gotten better at acting than him is the thing, though. Because to me, I always felt like Ray J was the better actor and she was the better singer. And Ray J's he just would not give up that singing shit. And when Brandy started doing more movies and more shows, she got better. She got way better. Now, she's fucking dope in both, you know, roles. And him, he's like the guy he's the entrepreneur guy. You know, he's got the unbreakable glasses and the fucking, you know, the Zeus Network and all that stuff. And I'll give him that.
His philanthropy is very...
His philanthropy, his entrepreneurship, I'll give him that. But
it's a lot of useless shit, but still, the fact that he's doing it, good for him.
A lot of useless
shit. A lot of fucking, what is that, 5 and Below?
Bluetooth paperclip, fuck that kid.
You remember the Windows paperclip? He brought it to life.
And it plays One Wish.
Right.
It plays 2 songs. One Wish.
And I hit it first. Oh, shit. I'm okay with just dogging Ray J for 2 hours.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
You're terrible.
Now, the other one, though. Donnell Jones. You said Donnell Jones?
Donnell Jones versus
Joe. Oh, that's... Now, I would like to see... I feel
like that doesn't need 20 songs, though.
No. See, that's one that I would like to see more of a collaboration or 15. A group versus. You know, maybe damn, because I love the talent that Tank has.
What is Case and RL doing?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Can we get Case?
Pair them with a group. Have like a couple of guys come on and play their hits. Now Joe can probably carry it on his own.
Joe can actually face Donnell Jones on his own.
Yeah.
That'll be a great matchup. Yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would give them 15 songs each. But I wouldn't put them as I don't know.
Does Donnell Jones have 15 songs though?
Donnell Jones can yeah, Donnell Jones got
features would be most of them.
He's got some hits. Yeah. That second album, he came with some hits. The goddamn.
Yeah, I'd probably put him with like Donnell Jones and Avant versus Joe and Tank or something.
I don't think Avant is like healthy enough to do it though. No. Like last time I heard about Avant was like sick.
Oh.
You know, Now him versus Joe, yeah. But since the health wise, Donnell Jones can hold up. Donnell Jones has a catalog that could stand up there with Joe, because they're about even when it comes to like hits and features and stuff like that. They can pull something out. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Joe is gonna win anyway once he does the theme song to Power.
True.
It's over.
Or he starts from the fucking beginning of that album, Joe.
Shit.
Like, just start from one and just play to the
like,
credits.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
just go to the credits.
Like, dude, Joe can kill him. Joe's gonna kill him with songs from that album, and then he's gonna come with like hits from his others. Just he can just do one or two from like those. Cause I swear, each one of them had like 5. It was like 5 solid songs. And honestly, you gotta think about it too. Joe and Donnell Jones have a bunch of songs from other soundtracks. A lot of them they were on together, not necessarily the song together, but the album together. So those songs will come out. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter.
That's more my style of R&B.
It doesn't matter, because once it's a big rich town, it's over. It's over. If Donnell ain't got a motherfucking song like, and then there's more, it's over. It's over. If he ain't singing the theme song to the new Golden Girls show, it's over. It's over. Donnell gonna have to come with a jingle, cause fucking Joe dropped that song and sings that little melody. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Motherfucking guns is coming out. Bottles of champagne is getting poured on bitches' chests. It's over. It's fucking over. There's gonna be money thrown in the sky. It's a wrap. And I if I was him, I'd do it last. That'd be my last little song. It's the big rich town. It's like, oh shit, two niggas jumping in the like, I'm telling you. That's my pick. I'm going with Joe.
Yeah, me too.
But I still want to see that show. But I think they should call,
other guys.
They should call other guys.
Time.
Like Next versus Drew Hill. Drew Hill's got like 10 motherfucking members now.
Do they?
Yeah. That's weird to me. That's very fucking weird to me. I remember them adding one guy and going with 5. But now they have 10 fucking members. I don't understand that. I don't know.
And no new work.
They get book shows, but it's just 10 fucking members. 10 motherfucking members. That's wow.
That's overkill.
That is wow. But I don't know. I still want to see it. I still want to see it. I think that's jumping anybody that they go up against. But fuck it. Fuck it. You know?
At this point.
Drew Hill versus Jagged Edge. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's shoot it out. 10 on 4. see if they'll team up with Next and, make it a 10 on 7. I don't know. Make it a fucking dog cage gang fight.
Fucking 112.
We'll make it a steel cage match.
Right.
We'll just sing in a steel cage. We'll just throw weapons at them.
They should just host a karaoke night.
They can't beat you if they're losing members. Call it karaoke night.
Karaoke night. That's what Verse is going to be now.
Oh, my God.
And there's so many good artists out there that they just... I don't know. Maybe it's time they switch the genre.
Nah. See, that's the thing. That's always the fucking thing people want to say. They switch the genre. It's a genre black folks create. Why we gotta switch? Our shit works. It's just the simple fact that it's influenced by other people. People like Usher and Chris Brown, they do a lot of samples, but also a lot of interpolations of old school type of sound and keep that shit going in the music. Chris Brown has a great sample of fucking Aaron Hall and Guy, and he flipped it into a whole record, and he keeps doing that. He's always doing that. it's a great sample that he uses not only for the artist that created it, but also to keep that artist relevant as well. It's really, really dope what he's done. And he does this with a lot of his hits. And it really showcases the kind of ear that he has, because these are artists that he fucks with, songs that he fucking grew up on, songs that he fucking loves to sing. But he's flipping it in ways where he can do it and make it modern for today's youth. That's an easy way of saying why people would look at him and say, oh, he's going to fucking win. Because they're looking at the crowd and they're like, the crowd is going to fucking go with that. And you're right. That's a great, great power play. It really is. It's one of those things that could sway a crowd. That's what makes him a real legitimate threat and a challenge. A challenge that I would like to see Usher stand up against and face. This is awesome. That's what makes the stakes high. Usher is an aging performer. He's representing us as the old guys. Think about it. If a young motherfucker came up to you and wanted to challenge you in something that you do normally, and he was just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm the new dog in town, man. You gonna be like, you gonna chew some fucking gum and spit it out. It's on, motherfucker. Like let's just see one time what you got.
I watched Gladiator.
You know you are.
I'm puncturing his lung.
You're gonna walk a cornfield and just be like, I'm prepared. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I will have my vengeance in this life and the next. It's the old guard in you. It's something. It's that gunslinger type of thing. And at the same time, we're from that era. They're from that era of battling. You know, battle dancing, battle singing. This is a verses of verses. It's awesome. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's just gonna be crazy. Things like that work, man. But anyway, let's take a break.
All right.
Take a quick break. Jill, if you will.
Ray J ain't shit.
Let's give them videos.
The moral of the story.
Let's give them videos. Let's go 6 through 10. Or actually, no. Yeah, let's give them 6 through 10.
All right. Here we go.
A jak ty w ogóle masz na imię? Nie chciałbyś zostać na śniadanie?
A gdybym to ja zajął twoje miejsce?
Nie parkuj na miejscach.
Police not only watched but then proceeded to protect them.
Man, stop it.
But the one on the floor had a bunch of needles and stuff, but he good.
We told you not to try that in Harlem or any urban city in America.
Wish list is the appropriate name because half these teams don't even want Kyrie. All right, real talk. He could narrow it down to like 2 teams. I was texting with someone that works for one of the teams yesterday. You want Kyrie? No. It was the fastest return text I've ever gotten. All right, and then what do you think of his wish list? Tomfoolery and wishful thinking. That's what was the answer. So I don't think some of these teams want Kyrie. Dallas. But I bet he thinks he's better than Luka. That's a problem. The Knicks. You're mad because you think the Nets are disrespecting you? You're the Knicks' third choice. The Clippers, they didn't want you in 2017. They wanted you if they could get Kevin Durant, but they didn't want Kyrie by himself. The Heat, Kyrie and Pat Riley would be fist fighting within 3 weeks. Now, I'm going to go Philly. What about Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris? If Harden's open to a reunion, maybe. Let me see what KD thinks. And here's the Lakers. We know Kyrie would have to go there, Wilds, for the $6 million mid-level exception. After this season, then they will have the money, even though they won't have Kyrie's early bird rights, they'll have the cap room to just sign him.
But it has been floated to me by executives that, I'm so much loath to say it.
I can't. Don't
that
do
if
it.
they were be kept together, that the Lakers would potentially have a package that you could trade for both of them.
Let's go,
Richard. But we don't know. It's too fragile. It's too fragile because we just don't know where KD and Kyrie are if they're still interested in together. But it would take, after seeing what happened when they were together, almost no team with options would do it. But the Lakers don't have options. So that's the only place I heard it was possible.
All right? Yes, sir. All right. Up, respray. What? All right, blink 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's go. Get down. Get back. Get down. Get back. Next station, let's go. Horizontal strike. All right, get down. Come on, get up. Get up, so let's go. Come on.
Get the fuck back!
Oh, God. That's funny. You know, it's crazy to me how ESPN has taken this opportunity to dogpile on Kyrie Irving. And now they've decided to skill and team shame him and say, nobody wants you, Kyrie. No one wants you around. Stop dribbling the goddamn basketball and just leave. Just leave. Take off the jersey, cut your afro off, and get out of the sport. You're done. It's over with. No one wants you here. No one wants you to play.
You and your ideas.
No one's going to pick you, Kyrie. No one. It's funny that way. Yet you hear the Lakers trying to make a play because, like I said, they ain't got no fucking options. They will make a play for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving if they can. They will trade all of the motherfuckers. They will trade Russell Westbrook. They will trade fucking draft picks. They will trade coaches. They will trade administrators. They'll give them cash and a washing machine. Anything. Anything. They'll give him one of Phil Jackson's championship rings. They'll give him whatever they fucking need just so they can win. And that's not even a super team. That's a fucking super de-duper team. Like, what the fuck? They better not even allow that to happen. But I already know Kyrie is going to the Lakers.
I think we just need another good old NBA strike.
Why?
Good year-long NBA strike.
Think about this.
So that a lot of these players can just go into oblivion with their tomfoolery.
Think about this, okay? Think about this for a second. We're in a great, great, great space. Because we rest in the Eastern Conference. Brooklyn, who's considered our rivals, just broke up. That means that Brooklyn now has to rest and reside on their main attraction star player, the newly acquired Ben Simmons, who has not played for an entire year. Why? Because he's been on Call of Duty.
Because someone said mean things about him, Larry. He needed time to process.
No.
It's the world we live in today.
No, it wasn't someone. All of Philly.
All over.
and ESPN told him, "You're a loser. You can't play, Ben Simmons. You can't shoot. You're a loser. No one wants you, Ben Simmons. No one wants you." They did all that fucking shit like they did Kyrie Irving. The same shit they did back in the day. Fucking JaVale McGee. No one wants you. JaVale McGee. You're a loser. Loser, JaVale. Didn't we have one other player come forward early this year, get a smackdown on motherfucking, who's that? He was the guy who came and went viral. He did that fucking rant cussing out Stephen A. Smith over the shit he said about how he was a draft bust. And Kwame Brown. Kwame fucking Brown. Another one. You're a loser, Kwame. No one wants you. He's a bum. He's a mitigated bum. He should commit career suicide. He's a bum. They dogged the shit out of dude. Came back, flexed his success in his face, and then called him a dumbass and made him look like one too. All these people that they go and criticize, these are strong individuals. But because they stand by something or stand for something or just have a little code or different way of doing things, they're labeled as no one wants you around. You don't belong here. You shouldn't be here. Pack it up and retire. They told Kyrie Irving he should retire. Wow. No one said that shit to Chris Paul. No one said that shit to James Harden. This motherfucker's traded honey buns for rings, and no one's thought to tell James Harden to sit your ass down and pack it up. No, they say, you know what, you could be a motherfucking MVP. Bruh. I almost want him to go to the Lakers and get a ring. The only reason I say almost is because I realize that means LeBron will get one too. And I'm not wanting that. Because if Kyrie goes there, then obviously
he's going to give him another one.
The idea behind this will be, well, let's have Boston and LA go at it again. And that I'm not having. I am looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, the Eastern Conference now is wide open. Brooklyn is out of the picture. Philly is a contender. Miami will definitely be a contender. Kevin Durant is the requested trade, and obviously if Kyrie is going to the Lakers, that leaves two options for Kevin Durant.
Take his ass back to Texas.
Nope.
Just stay there.
Nope. One, he can go to Miami, but that won't work. Because Miami is going to want the house. They're going to want Jimmy Butler. They're going to want Mobamba. They're going to want a lot of players because they need big men. And that's not going to happen in Miami. They got a better deal coming out of Utah, and that's what they're going to work with to get Donovan Mitchell. But that means Kevin Durant has one place to go. And that's the non-competition for Miami, or the non-competition for Brooklyn. And that's to the Phoenix Suns. Unfortunate thing is, the Phoenix Suns are going to have to trade everybody. They're going to have to trade
Barkley.
DeAndre Ayton.
Barkley.
They're going to have to trade
Steve
Cam
Nash.
Newton. They might have to trade Booker. They're going to have to trade some real-life pieces. And I don't see Chris Paul being one of those pieces that they trade, but pretty much Phoenix's young talent that have like big contracts and stuff, they're going to get rid of those. So Cam Newton, DeAndre Ayton, you guys be going to Brooklyn. Devin Booker, your ass might be going to Brooklyn.
I'll just hit him with the Kaepernick clause. Don't nobody sign him. Don't nobody look their way.
But see, that's
Every
the thing.
once in a while, maybe let him pick up the ball and dribble it twice.
But see, that's the thing, man.
Then yell at them and tell them to put it back down.
Brooklyn is just a hot garbage mess. It's a hot garbage mess. And the unfortunate thing is, these guys are forced to do this, and yet LA will not win a ring. Phoenix will not win a ring. Golden State might do it. The Bucks might do it. Philly has a strong chance of showing up, but Miami has a chance to do it, depending on what moves they make going forward. I'll be interested to see. From what I understand, PJ Tucker is in talks to go to Philly.
He signed with, who was it, Philly? Yeah, he was finalizing the deal.
That's the difference maker right there.
I don't like the fact that the Bucks went and signed the white guy.
Joe Ingles?
Yeah. That's one thing I don't like on my basketball team.
White guys.
Too many white guys. One, two maximum. Anything above that, you're asking for trouble.
Joe Ingles, I don't know.
I'm good.
I don't know about
I'm good
that.
on all that.
I like the other guy we picked up in the draft.
The first rounder?
Kid?
Yeah.
That kid, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him future-wise, because that's a kid, like you said, he came from nothing.
I just don't comprehend why the Bucks always go after and waste picks and waste money on bench players, on white bench players.
You know,
like on guys that get up during the fucking timeout breaks to just do this.
You know,
and hand towels. Like why the fuck do we always pick up these guys? Like there's and not necessarily that they're just because they're white.
It's that bargain.
There is a lot more talented minority players out there. Like, let's get a fucking Mexican player. Let's get a Puerto Rican player, a Cuban player, another European player. You know, it's like, but why do we go for fucking?
It's bargain. It's all bargain.
I don't know. I think we do it on purpose.
Well,
just so
yeah.
we can fill up the fucking.
It's the bargain
the Deer
and cap
District
and
then have.
They go for characters. They go for characters. They re-signed Bobby, so Bobby is with us for 4 more years, hopefully, and they're going to keep the ball rolling and go with Joe Ingles. And I don't really know much. I know he came from Utah. I don't really know him being any bit of a threat or anything like that. I know he's a solid player for them as an enforcer and a rebounder and, you know, whatever. But I think he's supposed to be like a better shooter than Grayson Allen. So
why don't we go get a good shooter?
That's what I think he is.
Instead of a better shooter.
That's what I think he is. I think he's a good shooter. I just said he's just better than Grayson Allen because Grayson Allen is fucking terrible. Yeah. And I think for Grayson Allen, I think for him, he should be more of
a rim rocker.
A rim rocker, but more of what PJ Tucker was, the bad guy. He needs to be able to be defensive and be offensive as fuck. Like, he's got to be the Christian Laettner that motherfuckers hate. We need a bully. Yeah. We need a bully. Like, that was the realest thing that fucking PJ Tucker said. They can win. They just need dogs. And you got to have dogs to teach them how to be dogs. PJ Tucker is the epitome of a dog. And that's what's important. You got to have somebody. Draymond Green is a dog. You got to have somebody out there that's going to, push you past that threshold, but at the same time, take another motherfucking superstar out. And not like, you know what I'm saying, really just trying to be physical and cheat or anything like that, but mentally take them out. See, people look at Draymond and say, man, you didn't put up no good numbers. That motherfucker, he had them, Andre Iguodala and Draymond were inspiring the younger players to play at that level. They can't do that anymore. So they have to now be vocal and be out there and fluctuate as a team and a unit. So when Andre Wiggins blows a fucking assignment, Andre Iguodala's in his ass. But every so often you see Iggy in his fucking face and telling him what he needs to do to shut down Jason Tatum, and Andrew goes out there and fucking does it and shuts him out of the fucking series. That's what he's supposed to do. Same with Draymond. He's got to be in Kevin Looney's ear. He's got to be in Poole's ear. Swing the ball, swing it this way, and still facilitate and pass the ball around. That's not, he may not be putting up the assists, but that shit doesn't orchestrate that way unless he's involved. He's conducting.
I just don't think Joe English does it for us.
No, he doesn't. But at the same time, like I said, he's a shooter. So I'm interested to see what he does. However, we need dogs. We need dogs. Simple as that. If we want another run at it, we need dogs, especially going up against people like Miami. Because they got a team full of dogs. Thoroughbreds, half-breeds, mutts, all kinds of shit. Jimmy Butler was a dog. And P.J. Tucker's a dog. But their problem was they didn't really have enough offense. They just were struggling on the offense side, injuries and shit. And that shit costs money when you fucking go out there, motherfuckers injured, they compete, but they don't get all the way. Now we got to make adjustments. So for us, I would have fucking begged them, go get PJ. Go.
If you're gonna waste money,
PJ, please, just
if you're gonna waste money,
man, Floyd. Like, for me, like, I know PJ is working the strip as far as for the fact that he is worth a lot more money than the Bucks are willing to pay. And I understand why the Bucks are not willing to pay that, because they got to keep that money open for their top stars. PJ Tucker is not their top star. He's an enforcement player that really is mid-level. So it's one of those things where we'll see where he goes. And as he goes to these teams, they're going to offer him less and less money. And we'll pick him up then, if he's still in the league. See, PJ is going to shop himself around because he's maxing out the money. He got the championship ring, so he's taking the money. So he like, shit, what's going on, baby? You want that championship ring, right? You got to pay me, Pop. You're going to make that circuit, make that bread, move on to the next one. He's going to move and make that money, make that bread, and then when he figures out where he's going to retire, he'll retire. But mostly, most teams that want that little extra edge, they know who to call. That's what he's got. He's got that Robert Horry, hey, call in PJ. Spurs will always get motherfuckers
I still
like
think
that.
we need to get rid of Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
And
We need a
the
center.
white players on the bench. All of them.
All the white players need to
All
go.
the white players need to go.
Well,
no cap.
No cap. I want you to do me a favor. Play video number 11. There was this video I was talking about earlier in the week, and I wanted to show that.
Okay.
That way we can take a look at this. Now, here's this young girl who spoke so eloquently at this panel gathering, and she really schooled a lot of people with her powerful statement. And I want you guys to just take a look at this, listen to this, and we'll cut back into it when we get back.
Check us out.
We want to hear what you say. Somebody's over here.
Smiley coming up. So in my house, with my mom, it was always everything was up for discussion. Everything was up for discussion because my mama, she a real understanding person. So it was literally a conversation I had growing up with me. I'm a real knowledgeable person. I like to know a lot of stuff. So the way I would come across and say things, she'll be like, I know you're not coming from a standpoint of, you trying to be disrespectful to people, but some people don't understand you how I understand you, so you might have to correct yourself. So I literally had a conversation with my mom. I was like, okay, I'm finna tell you stuff and stop me when I get disrespectful. I express my feelings, but that don't happen with everybody. And so when I was standing up here and you guys were like, don't belittle your children, but the whole statement of you're not on my level sounds like belittlement to us. It's saying you don't have as much value as me. You're not as important to me. You don't put up what I put up, so you can't have a say so in what we do. You don't pay bills. You don't own this house. You don't pay for nothing. So and it's
good.
And it.
Go ahead.
And when you bring up the stuff that you do for your children, it makes us feel like a burden. It makes us feel like I can't wait till I grow up so I don't have to be a burden to you anymore. If you say it's like when people be like your parents had a life before you, it makes you feel like I made you so miserable and bitter and like I just don't want to be here anymore because you don't want me to be here anymore. So why should I be here and put my best foot forward if the person who gave birth to me and made me come in this life doesn't want me? How am I supposed to look at somebody else for love if I feel like I'm not getting love at home? What do you do when you want to have somebody to talk to, but they like you can't talk to them? You go to somebody else to talk to, and that's not who you want us to talk to. How am I supposed to come and talk to you, and you don't listen to me, but somebody else may listen to me, but they not gonna treat me how you want me to be treated? You love me, but you don't show it. But they don't love me, but they act like they love me. So I'm going to go to the person that acts like they love me and not the person who... I'm going to go to the person who acts like they love me. Because when you grow up like this and you grow up with people who emotionally stunt your growth, you go looking for other people and you insecure. You go looking for other people for sex, for people who going to tell you, oh, you're pretty. That's why the first person to tell you you're pretty, I'm glad my mama never, they say your parent and your family is your first bully, point out every insecurity you have, and then you want your kids to feel beautiful and smart and go to school with people who telling them the same thing you tell them. That's not going to work. You can't want to be your children's love and shelter, but you're not that. That's materialistic things. If God was only materialistic to you, you will feel hurt. You need to have your spirit be healed. You need to have your spirit be fed. It's okay to have clothes and shoes and all this stuff, but what about my spirit? What about my emotions? What about my mental state? You can't be, you look pretty on the outside. You got me nice shoes. You got me nice things. But I'm struggling on the inside. Some people want to commit suicide, but they look good on the outside. Y'all focus on the outside so much that you don't take the time. You say you listen to your children, but 9 times out of 10, you're not really listening because we don't feel safe. You say you create a safe space, but that's 9 times out of 10 is not true. Because even though my parents never hit me or they never threatened to hit me, they words hurt even worse. When you telling me, you never say you disappointed in me, but your body language show it all. You look at me like I'm just like you can't believe how you raised this. Some people say it to kids, I can't believe I raised somebody like this. Well, if you raised me so beautifully that you shared you is, how come I ended up like this? It's a lot of things that go into having a kid, and some people end up resenting their kids when they have them too young or they have them with the wrong person. Some people just realize that sometimes it's too late to recognize the trauma, because when you get older and I don't have to spend time with you, how often do you see me? When I don't have to live with you no more, how often do you see me? When I have some people get jobs, some people hang out with friends' house because they don't want to go home, and you refuse to recognize that you yourself have caused your child's trauma, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
What?
Now, she said a lot there. And you could tell like she was trying to get as much off as possible. But she didn't miss a beat. The funny thing is, a lot of people would want to jump on that and get defensive. This is someone speaking on her experience. If you relate to it, the shoe must fit somewhere to get that kind of reaction out of you. But remember, this is how she views it. This is how adults, we as adults, make our youth feel. We have this thing now where we talk about guarding our spirit, guarding our energy. How much of that do we strip out of our kids when we see them daily? How many of that do we strip out of each other when we see each other? We always remember how people are affecting our energy, but think about it for a second. Do we affect other people's? I'm pretty sure if you can't remember, most likely you probably have. You probably do. We live in a society where our youth are able to convey their thoughts openly. And we're so intimidated by that, we scare them off before they do. Yet we wonder why the culture evolves and we are left out of the fucking equation. We wonder why the disconnect can happen, where we're sitting there wondering, why the fuck are you doing this? And you want to fathom, like, I raised you with better common sense than this, to know not to do this. But they'll do it to spite you. We have a young girl here who had a real conversation with her mother. It's an open dialogue conversation, and she was given the respect and the freedom to say, hey, we're going to talk openly, and if I say anything that's disrespectful, please stop me. Let me know. And they were both given free range to have an open dialogue conversation, to get a better understanding, and that matured their relationship to a place where they can talk to each other and communicate. Because that was obviously something that was not raised in there. And they needed to do something drastic to repair that relationship, so it called for that. Some people are raised and they got that already. Because that relationship is there, it's strong, it's solid. Not everybody has that, because it set boundaries. As soon as the baby's born, I remember being told, as soon as your child is born, you let that motherfucker know you in charge. Look, little motherfucker, you put your face in the crib. This daddy, nigga, this daddy. You had to establish boundaries and set precedent. I was told that fathers were to crush their sons at all times, destroying their spirits. Why? I don't know. I was told to mind my own goddamn business and don't ask questions, just do it. Because that's the way it rolls. It's the way it goes. Now, obviously, things are different now, but I'm not going to tell them that, because they don't give a fuck. But the next generation does.
Because they know you can't box.
Well, they fight dirty anyway.
Yeah.
They fight too fucking dirty. They use things like chainmail, like the shredded up metal, and throw that shit in your eyes so you're blind. Then they step on your toe and kick you in the balls, and then they fucking just barbed wire bat your shit. Real casino style. Bury your ass in the cornfield. Fucking dirty. Real shiny.
But you gotta see though, like, a lot of these kids, if they have their parents in their life, have probably seen their asses get beat more than once.
Exactly.
Especially if you're one of them fucking loud ass Ray J fans, that fucking always fucking yapping, always fucking barking, always acting tough.
But see,
And
that's the
then
thing.
you
I
get
don't think
mollywopped in front of your kids, and then your kids lose all respect for you.
I don't think the young kids are really fans of Ray J. I think it's just
No,
somewhere,
it's the parents.
I think it's somewhere in the parent region
Yeah,
for
the
some
parent.
reason. I don't know why. I don't know why.
You
y'all
know that
hold
type
on
of
to
person that I'm describing, though, right? That
Yeah.
fucking just loud, obnoxious, former pretty boy, former fucking something in high school. Maybe went to a JUCO and played basketball at a JUCO for 1 year and then dropped out.
Possible.
A lot of these kids are being raised by those type of individuals that are living on past experiences or past triumphs, and can't get past the fact that you have to keep triumphing in life. You don't just stop at high school because you were the sixth man on the bench and you guys made it to the city playoffs. Like that shit don't mean shit. And like the majority of our society, that is their plateau. Like there's nothing after that. After that, they graduated, probably started having kids, probably started, the 9-to-5 lifestyle, warehouse work, and all this, where now you're just a number, just to work if you do that. Or you're that loud motherfucker that's, in the streets, wishing a motherfucker would until a motherfucker does, and then he gets mollywopped in front of his kids. And his kids lose all sense of respect for them.
That's usually what happens too. Like you get out there and then you get your ass beat out your shoes and
Out
socks.
your shoes and socks in front of your kids.
In front of your kids, and they'll never let you live that down.
Mm-mm.
Like from then on, every time they see you, they're gonna remember you as the kid like whose dad got knocked out of his shoes and socks. They're gonna be like, man, remember when you beat your daddy ass out of shoes and socks? And be like, nah. You're like, nah, it's right here in this video. Remember we put it on TikTok?
Like, you're just like your daddy. You don't know how to shut the fuck up.
They done put the uppercut in the I Marquis remix
Right.
and shit. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. This is like #1 on the billboards and shit. They fucking suck.
I watching this video and our conversation about the state of 2000 R&B. It really makes sense what this young lady is saying. We have a lot of egotistical, douchey ass parents and adults out there that think so highly of their mediocre life. Like they think, like
the songs.
Like they're Ray J. They are Ray J. They think they're this grandiose thing that in reality, when you
Hold it up in the
when you
microcosm,
hold the curtains back to see what the grand show is, and you look and it's like, damn, this ain't even the Ringling Brothers. This is fucking. This is the guy with the fucking fog machine lip singing Prince. At in
Falling
the corner
between the stage and shit.
Exactly, like that is a major issue that we think too highly of ourselves and our reality. Because if somebody were to see their state, not necessarily that you want people to feel bad about themselves, but be humble. Be humble of who you are and what you lack, and don't overbear that onto your kids. It's not their fault that you ain't shit. Right. It's not their fault that you went and had kids early and now you have them as your responsibility. It's not their fault.
It's not.
And it's not their fault that you fucking throw all your frustrations and all your anxieties and all your shortcomings on them. Like she said, who's your number one, your first bully? Your parents, your family. And that's very true.
That is.
Because, if your mom used to be the hottie thottie in high school, and her future was man, however direction, the number one chick on the pole or the number one chick in the class, like, right. All those aspirations, regardless, in her mind, she was going to be number one in one way or another. It didn't happen that way. Now she has you, and what are you? You're the reason she didn't do what she wanted to do, or go where she wanted to do, or, You know, and if it's not your fault, it's grandma's fault. Well, if she would have took care of him, I could have been out there and could have got, you know,
Right.
yeah, I could have gotten me somebody rich and we would have been, you know, it's like, no. You know, that and I think that plays into this video is like a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that they are normal.
They don't want to hear that they don't want those fathers out there don't want to hear that. Look, man, your career is done.
Yeah.
You tried to be a fucking pro athlete, and now your son's got a chance to go to the league, and you're projecting your fears on them by smacking them around. Make them tough.
Yeah.
But
not in the right way.
Not in the right way.
Because you might make them tough taking information and taking valuable lessons in because you toughen them up in areas where you're supposed to be uplifting them. You know, and it's like, is the fact that people live in those stages and don't move past it. Because take it for instance, when we were growing up, for us to feel elevated and to feel like we were with the ushers and we were part of the society and the pop culture and all that, what would we do? Go get a brand new jersey, a new fitted, a new belt with the fucking lights going across, you know, and it was temporary. We lived in the moment, we enjoyed it. But a lot of people think that is how you succeed in life, by continuing to try to push for those trends. You know, the bag or the expensive bag or the expensive belt that doesn't fit you, that's fake, but you're still wearing it and it's fucking 4 sizes too small for you. Like, you have grown-ass adults that are parents that still, that is their resort to stay relevant amongst their people. And amongst their people, they're all a conglomerate of just shitbags. So, and that's just honesty. You know? But yeah. So, moral of the story, don't be a shitbag to your kids. Don't put your inabilities on them. Just, you know, do better. Or if not, just go to the store and say you're going to buy a gallon of milk and don't come back. Probably doing them the service.
Here's what you should do for most of you parents out there. And you can cue up video number 12 for this one.
Let's wrap this up.
You get your kids together. You get yourself a nice pizza or whatever. Get yourself a good old-fashioned humdog meal of, you know, whatever, and get you some snacks. And you gather around your Netflix TV. Here's what you do. You click on Stranger Things. Because part 2 of their season starts today.
Yeah, it started today at midnight.
So,
and the servers are already crashing, so hurry up and get there.
That's right. You better hurry up because we are all watching it, and we're enjoying ourselves, and I can't wait to check it out myself. But for you guys out there, man, enjoy this weekend, and we'll see you back on Monday.
See y'all. Have make sure you stay tuned for Fire in the Streets with OG Gotti coming up next as soon as we log off. So stick around. HiddenHeartRadio.com. Here we go. Later. See y'all next week.
Play that.